Hello, my little stinkers, and welcome back to another video. Coming to you live from a dank, dirty dungeon in some creepy French guy's basement. Help. So today we'll be looking over my personal list of criminally overrated movies. Basically, these are just gonna be movies that I feel like everyone kind of generally enjoys or rates highly, that I feel are kind of poopy. And really quick, guys, before we get into it, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, Filmora 9. So Filmora is a video editing software for Mac and PC that is both powerful and incredibly easy to use. Editing is probably the most important part about making videos, and without decent software, it probably would have made this video really bland and boring. But with Filmora, your footage can go from this to this. Whoa! You want music? Slap that shit in there. You want more lens flares than a J.J. Abrams movie? Boom! Oh god! But whatever your editing needs, whether you're green screening, color correcting, adding text, keyframing motion graphics, or even if you need stock music or stock footage like this random goose in a pond I found, Filmora makes it easy with their flexible plans to customize exactly what you're looking for at the exact budget range you want. That was honestly beautiful with that piano over footage of a random goose. Can we have it with lens flares? You sure can. With Filmora, you can spend less time hunched over in a chair editing for literally ever, hating your life. I hate my life. And more time doing the things you love with the people you love doing them with. Unless you're like this guy who's editing this video and doesn't have a social life. Look at him, what a fucking idiot. So if you're looking for a powerful editor and you want to show some support to the channel, click my link in the description down below. Try out Filmora today and enjoy. Also, this is the second part of a two-part series where I'm covering underrated and overrated movies, so definitely check out the first one if you haven't seen that. And real quick disclaimer, please note that these are just my opinions, and please don't attack me in the comments if you have a different opinion. Okay, bye. So, starting off, number 10. Oh, I can't wait for the comments. Ferris Buellers Day Off. What's that? Oh, you've unsubscribed. Cool. Before you unsubscribe, let me just tell you why I have a problem with this movie. So this was one of the first movies that kind of broke the fourth wall, if you will, and like, you know, has, what is his name, Matthew Broderick? Is that his name? Whatever. Where he looks directly at the camera and says some snarky this sucks. I've got a terrible life and I gotta go to school. Like, oh my god. Everyone has a f***ing life where they have to go to school. You're not special. Like, stop looking at directly in my eye. No one f***ing cares. And then so his best friend, like, he pretends to be sick or some shit named Cameron. He's just in this like really nice house and his dad's all rich. I'm gonna be f***ing sick. Meanwhile, I don't know if you knew this, but the guy who plays Cameron is like 30. Like when he was in the movie, he was 30. So why he's in high school, I don't know. Like if there's a 30-year-old man walking around high school, I'd f***ing call the police. And because I don't watch this movie a lot, because it's
not a good movie, but I am saying respectful, non-aggressive words to describe people who do enjoy this movie.
But the reason that it's on this list is not because I hate this movie or anything like that. It's just everyone, when I was growing up, was always talking about like, oh my god, dude, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so good, brother, you got to watch it. And like I watched and I didn't think it was that good, and I think it just was underwhelming for me. I think there are plenty of better 80s movies that kind of break the fourth wall, and there's a lot of better Matthew Broderick movies. War Games, really great movie. It's not like a comedy, but it's still really great. I think he's in Godzilla too, and that's not a good movie. Don't watch that one, but he's in that, so, you know. I want to know how many fucking people failed school because of this movie.
Well, like, Ferris Bueller take like several days off, so like I could take several days off, right?
No, you fucking idiot. God damn it. Number 9, 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. Ooh. So Stanley Kubrick is, if you don't know, a fantastic director who is known for 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, The Shining, and a ton of others. The reason I'm bringing up this movie is I like this movie. I think it's fun to watch, to freak out your friends and say, hey, look at this weird ass movie. But it's not a good movie, in my opinion. It's not something that you would just sit down and watch just to have a fucking fun time, and that's fine. Making movies is an art form, right? So like not every movie has to follow the same formula, and in that case, it's totally unique of a movie, right? But there is like a 10-minute scene of a guy floating in space where all you can hear is him breathing. That's the scene. That's 10 minutes of that. And not to mention, for the first, like, I want to say 20 to 30 minutes, there's absolutely no dialogue. So you don't really even know what you're watching. The first thing that you're seeing in the movie is a bunch of fucking gorillas hanging out with each other. That's not a joke. Like, just a bunch of gorillas hanging out with each other. So you're thinking, okay, so this movie is about gorillas? It's one of those movies too that, like I said, it is an artistic movie. So because there's not a lot of dialogue in it, you kind of have to make your own interpretations about what things mean. Chief and point, the very last scene, I'm okay with spoiling it because it doesn't fucking matter. Like, even if you've seen the movie or not seen the movie, this isn't spoiling anything. It's nothing. The very last scene is just a baby floating in space. What the fuck? There are so many discussions online about what the fuck this movie means because like no one knows. There was an interview with Kubrick at one point where they're like, what does the baby scene at the end mean? And he just said, oh, it's for your own interpretations to like draw from blah blah blah. That means he doesn't even fucking know. He's like, hey, let's just throw a baby in fucking space. Okay, here's the first couple of reviews that I see about this movie. 10 out of 10, legendary. 10 out of 10, my god, it's full of stars. So I guess this guy is really into stars. He's like, oh my god, there are so many fucking stars in this movie. Whoa! Maybe he meant like celebrities, but I don't think so. I think he was just like really horny for stars. Oh my god. But yeah, man, I don't know. Fucking 2001: A Space Odyssey is really weird. Ho ho! Number 8, Juno. Who remembers this movie? I fucking do, because everyone in my school was talking about it for weeks. For months. And you know what else is, there's a song in Juno that they sing on a fucking acoustic guitar, and every little shit in my school brought an acoustic guitar and thought that they were fucking Juno. And before you get on the train of like, Destery, how dare you like make fun of Juno? That's like such a good movie about like going through all this bad pregnancy stuff. Shut the fuck up and go eat a goddamn bat chode. I am so tired of people saying Juno's a good movie. Everyone in my school wore a striped shirt for like the next 3 years. And so you know anything about me, I like wearing stripes. I couldn't wear one because they're like, oh, Dester, you like Juno too? I love Juno. Before you get on my dick and say, well, Destery, you just don't like Ellen Page and Michael Cera. I mean, I don't really like Ellen Page and a lot of stuff that she's in, but like Michael Cera's fucking hilarious in a lot of stuff. I think he's great in Year One. You ever seen that movie? He's fucking great in it. Also, Juno Temple. Baby. I don't think it was a casting problem of why Juno was bad. It's just bad. The whole thing is bad. If you try to make me watch Juno, if like we're hanging out, like let's say me and you are hanging out and you know, maybe it's like a first date or something like that, and you're like, hey Destery, you wanna like watch Juno and then get a little frisky? You can go f yourself. I'd rather fillet a fucking wildebeest than hang out with someone who likes to watch Juno. Oh, no, you know why this person rated Juno so high? Is she says, I stupidly got pregnant, though I knew better. Almost right away I realized okay, she starts talking about aborty boys. We can't talk about that on YouTube video, guys. Oh my god, this is so dumb.
9 out of 10. This movie stayed with me. I saw this movie at a preview in St. Louis 10 days ago, and I can't stop thinking about it. I'm just losing my mind in front of a camera.
So you know how I said that a lot of the movies that I'm going to talk about today are not terrible movies? This is like maybe the one exception to that. I might go off on another movie, but this movie is absolute shit, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Number 7, Avatar. So Avatar came out in 2009, and basically when it came out, everyone lost their fucking minds. And here's why. It was one of the first movies that ever, actually it was the first movie that was 3D, because basically James Cameron pioneered 3D technology just so he could make the movie Avatar, which is really cool. Like there's no denying that is really fucking cool. I think though for a lot of people that went to go see this movie, that's why they went to go see it, is that holy shit, 3D technology, and not that terrible kind of 3D like Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D? Hell yeah, brother! Before Avatar, 3D was a goddamn joke, and Avatar kind of like popularized 3D stuff. Where's 3D movies now? I don't know, no one gives a shit. I guess I should be laughing at myself since I own a 3D TV that I never use. Anyways, the reason that it's on this list of overrated movies is it's basically a fucking copy of the movie Pocahontas or Fern Gully, but with just realistic like 3D graphics of blue people having sex with trees and horses.
What? I don't remember people having sex with trees.
Well, their hair is their genitals because that's how they have sex with each other, and they plug their fucking hair into the trees and into horses when they want to ride them. So you tell me, man, I don't know. Also, can you get STDs if you're a Na'vi, you think? Like every once in a while they have to clean their little bristly Na'vi thingies. What the fuck am I talking about? I think also why Avatar bothers me so much is that it is still one of the most highest grossing movies of all time. I think it's maybe 3rd or 4th at this point. That's just crazy to me because it's really not that good of a movie. That's all I have to say about it, really. If I was to summarize all my thoughts about Avatar into one thing. It's all right. Number 6, Forrest Gump. Why did I say it like that? Forrest Gump. It is a movie that came out in 1994 featuring Tom Hanks as he plays a, what is the politically correct way to say this? He plays a simpleton. In the very beginning of the movie, he delivers the fucking infamous line of, "Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what kind of shit you're gonna get." That's not what he says. Life's like a box of chocolates. It's brown and sometimes there's coconut in it. What? That is not it. But let's see. Why don't I like Forrest Gump? You know what? Let's make a short list. Why do I like Forrest Gump? I think there were some really cool parts where they actually did some cool animation to make it look like Forrest was like a part of the Vietnam War. They made it look like Forrest met JFK. There's a lot of cool things, you know, like Easter eggs, I guess, if you know anything about history, that you're like, oh, that's cool. But if you don't know anything about history, you're like, why, what's happening? But here's where I have a big problem with this movie, okay? It's not with the visual effects, it's not with anything. It's not even with the writing, it's not with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is great, he's great in that movie. Where I have a problem with this movie is with fucking Jenny, dude. Jenny. Hashtag Jenny, dude. Okay, so we have Forrest Gump, the main character of this movie, who is just the most angelic form of Tom Hanks you can get. He's just a little goddess. He got his little stupid haircut. Look at him go. And then he fucking meets this girl, Jenny, that throughout his entire life, he doesn't get over and fall in love with anyone else. He's just like, I love you, Jenny. The whole movie. It's not until they're both like 60 or some shit and fucking Forrest has a bunch of money and some land, some property, that Jenny's like, all right, Forrest, I guess I've been keeping you on the line for like fucking 20 years. It's about time I give you some of my fucking spicy tuna roll. And then I'm pretty sure Jenny has AIDS or something. Like something is wrong with her and it's supposed to be like a sad moment, like, oh no, Jenny's gonna die, she has AIDS. But it's not sad. It's like, no shit, you have AIDS. She like went through the entire movie having sex with everyone but Forrest. This beautiful man, look at him. You're not gonna have sex with this guy, but you're gonna have sex with the entire world? Okay. You know, this really reminds me of my love life. Here I am fucking giving my all to a woman, and you know what I get in return? I get left on the hook, guys. Oh, I don't know if we can be together. I don't know. That's just... This video is gonna be really weird. Sorry, after I got back from the bathroom from crying, I'm back. But here I am, and let's continue this video. Number 5, The Shawshank Redemption. The Shawshank Redemption is a movie that I have very meh feelings towards. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie. I don't understand why it won a bunch of awards and why it's like elevated Tim Robbins to some kind of god status that he's like, oh, he can do no wrong. I think if there was anything that I like really liked about this movie that is above any other movie, is that Morgan Freeman narrates a lot in this movie. So you get to hear his deep voice as he does things like this. And that's when I realized that I'd never see that white boy again, as he swam through a line in a pool of turds. The Shawshank Redemption is based on a Stephen King novel of the same name. And if you haven't seen the movie, what I can say about The Shawshank Redemption is this guy, what does he go to jail for? I don't remember. This dude goes to jail for something, and pretty much the whole movie is they're just trapped inside this jail. There's a lot of like butt sex, unwanted butt sex. Like, I'm all for butt sex, but like if it's not wanted, you can stay out of my holes. If I look at the general consensus about The Shawshank Redemption though, let's see, 10 out of 10, 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 10 out of 10. You get the picture. No one thinks that this movie is anything less than the greatest fucking piece of cinema that they've ever fucking seen. And that's why I'm just like, I don't get it.
Story, cast, screenplay are all great. The directing by Frank Darabont was just magnificent.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you just suck Frank Darabont's penis, why don't you? Number 4, Top Gun. Okay, let me redo that while I'm not falling backwards because I have 0 core strength. Number 4, Top Gun. No offense to anyone who likes the movie Top Gun, but you're fucking stupid. What the fuck is so cool about the movie Top Gun? I have tried to watch Top Gun like 4 times. Every time I turn it off because it's really not that good. What am I missing? What is so cool about Top Gun, man?
Whoa! Whoa, they're flying airplanes! Whoa, look! Oh my god! They're flying! Whoa! They're flying more airplanes! Oh!
Yeah, no, they've been flying airplanes this whole fucking movie. There's nothing cool about it.
No, but did you see this one? This airplane is like way different and faster. Whoa!
It's not fucking cool. It has Tom Cruise, it has Val Kilmer, it has the guy who plays Gilbert in the Revenge of the Nerds. You know, it's got a star-studded cast, but where the f is the substance to this movie? Oh my god, it's like they just put on a fucking 80s track and put on some footage of someone flying a fucking F-16, and they're like, oh my god, so many people are just gonna masturbate to this movie. It's probably the most American movie you will ever watch. And I don't even mean that in a good thing. No one fucking likes America. Like, let's get that out of the way real quick. Nobody likes America. I don't even like America, and I'm in America. Does that make me treasonous? Probably. Am I gonna get arrested? I don't know, probably, dude. Fucking Christ. This is a 10 out of 10 on Top Gun. I've rated like 5 movies a 10 out of 10. Lord of the Rings, 10 out of 10. The Man from Nowhere, 10 out of 10. Moulin Rouge, 10 out of 10. Who the f is out here rating Top Gun 10 out of 10?
If you feel the need for speed, Top Gun is what you need.
Oh my god, sick rhymes, dude. Holy crap. Did Dr. Seuss write this?
A legend in its own time. Timeless classic.
Really does get better with age.
Yep, all the above are true and many more platitudes.
Why would you use that word here?
It's a great night in with pizza and popcorn movie. I'd love to see this on the big screen with full sound system to hear the big adrenaline rush that comes with hearing the dead screaming around, the music pumping.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Literally, this man just put it in. I'm gonna assume it's a man. There's no fucking way a lady would be like, oh my god, I love when the fucking roaring of the sound system is. No way. Like, this straight dude all the way. But he literally just confirmed what I said. Like,
If you like big pumping sound systems, music flying by, well, it is like a fucking airplane in the sky.
woo! I've only confirmed by reading this how much I really dislike Top Gun. Like, there's no convincing me that Top Gun is a good movie. Sorry, Chase. Number 3, Inception. So this is a movie that came out in 2010 and stars Leonardo DiCaprio in one of his most amazing roles, says everyone else. I've seen this movie once, and it came out in 2010, and I waited for literal years. Like, I want to say I watched it probably 2014, 2015, like after the hype had fucking died down about this thing, because I swear to God, everyone was talking about this movie when it came out. Fucking Best Buy played it on every TV. They're like, holy shit, look at these fucking visuals, man. Whoa! And I think that, like, Christopher Nolan is just known for doing really, like, crazy visual effects and all that stuff. I mean, even with Interstellar, he literally created a software to make a visual representation of what a black hole looks like, because we don't actually know what it looks like. So they did math and to make it actually work, which is crazy cool. So in that aspect of directorial and visual effects, Inception's a pretty great movie. Where I have a problem with it is the storytelling. It's like watching a fucking episode of Hell's Kitchen. Every time that Chef Gordon Ramsay says anything, there's like a and it just goes like to the up close face of the person who he's yelling at. It's like, and then it goes back to him, what the fuck are you doing, you fucking blogger? This tastes like fucking Mother Teresa's pussy. It's basically the movie equivalent of Hell's Kitchen in my mind. Oh yeah, this also has Ellen Page in it. I just realized that. I must just have I just hate her, I guess. On the note of Ellen Page, you wanna know another movie that she's really bad in is X-Men 3.
I'm the wrong guy to play hide and seek with.
Who's hiding, dickhead?
Yeah, she's in that. I could probably make an entire video out of how bad that movie is. Number 2 on my list is Frozen. I actually have made a video about how much I hate Frozen. It is called I Don't Even Know 16 Frozen Diarrhea. It really does rip it a new butthole. So for the like 2% of you guys out there who have never seen Frozen, because either you have seen Frozen or you have a child who has seen Frozen more than 28 times, or you've heard the either way, you know this movie. So I feel like I really don't have to explain to you what the Frozen's about, because I also don't really remember. It's about Elsa, she has like powers or some shit, and Anna, who, I mean, would I? Probably. How old is she? Anna, who I would snuggle, just snuggle, guys. Don't get the wrong idea.
She's 18.
She's 18, guys. Woo, that was close.
Could you do me a favor and have a seat right over there on that stool, please?
Okay, well, if she's 18, then I'm gonna tell you exactly what I would do to her if I had a lovely afternoon and a peach White Claw. It's kind of one of those movies that it is just a fucking musical for musical's sake. Not to, you know, get you angry if you like musicals, because my favorite movie of all time is Moulin Rouge. Greatest movie of all time. But my problem is when movies use music to like do transitions, like where they're like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. Boop, boop. I've got to check the mail. Do you want me to check the mail? No, I've got my key right here. Oh, I can do it if you have to do other errands. Oh, don't worry, I've gotta go to the store to get some eggs as well. So I'll do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, none of that was important to sing about. Why do you fucking have to sing about it? Holy sh**. Just shut the fuck up. And also, I feel like Frozen, it sort of has the Baby Yoda effect where everyone loved Olaf for one fucking reason or another. They're like, oh my god, he's so cute, dude. Look at Olaf. Oh, he's so innocent because he doesn't know he's going to die when it's good, like summer out, but he likes summer. I hate Frozen. And what really grinds my gears even more is that they made a sequel to this movie. The reason that they made a sequel is because they're like, this movie made several billions. I wonder if we can make more several billions. And big surprise, oh my god, they did. Because guess what? They just followed the same formula as the first Frozen and just copied it over, and fucking fanboys Chase.
I'm like, you know, they changed the story around a lot and it was like really intriguing. If you did not like the first one, you may like you might like this one.
Fuck off. No, I just don't like the characters. I don't relate to I just don't like it. And finally, number 1, The Godfather.
You come to my house and you act
I just sound like I'm like highly functioning autist. Well guys, I was gonna do a really good Marlon Brando impression, but I don't have anything to put in my mouth to make it look like I just chewed a bunch of peanut butter. So maybe to any of you guys who are watching this movie, you have either seen The Godfather and you kind of agree that it's not that great of a movie. You maybe have seen The Godfather and you are just like, that movie blows my mind, or you just haven't seen it. It seems like more and more I'm finding people just haven't seen the movie. But for the people that have seen the movie, I will never see a more dedicated fan base than for The Godfather. It has a 100% on Metacritic. It has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 9.2 out of 10 for all of the users that have reviewed it on IMDb. So you look at those numbers and you say, wow, okay, this movie must just be the best movie of all time. And for a lot of people, I think it is. When I watched The Godfather though, I was like falling asleep. It just wasn't good. It didn't capture my attention. And I came to realize as like time went by that I really feel like the world of cinema just hops on any fucking movie that is about gangsters or gangster life. Like literally try to prove me wrong on that fact. Anything that Scorsese ever makes gets like a 9 out of 10 or higher because they're all the same movie. Just dudes walking around with this fucking accent yelling at each other. Hey, what are you doing? I'm gonna stab you with my knife. Hey, don't you stab with me with your knife. Too late, here's my knife. Ah! And then they hand 14 fucking Oscars to Martin Scorsese. Here you go. I feel like out of all of the movies that I've talked about on this list today, this is probably one that I will have to rewatch at some point. Maybe the fact that I watched it when I was like 16, 17, 18, around there, like I just didn't have an appreciation for the movies. You know, now that I've seen probably upwards of 1,400, 1,500 movies, maybe I'd have more of an appreciation for it. Maybe I'd understand why it's so good. But as it currently stands, I remember feeling that this movie was probably at most a 7 out of 10. It was just all right. You know, like I didn't take anything from it. It wasn't amazing. And I would really love to know in the comments down below if you guys have seen this movie and really liked it, why you really liked it. Because as you can probably tell, I definitely respect The Godfather and what it did for cinema. You don't see me yelling about how every bitch in my school was dressing up like Marlon Brando like I did towards Juno. But I just don't understand why everyone thinks it's so good, I guess. So that said, please be gentle in the comments down below. I'm just a fragile little egg. Also, let me know in the comments down below any movie that you feel is super overrated and I'll check those out. Also, if you like wearing clothes, you can check out my merch here at destmerch.com. There's a bunch of clothes. There's even a little mug with my face on it, going like this. You can check that out, destmerch.com. Alright guys, well I'm gonna head out because my anus is sweatier than the Rock's forehead, so I gotta go. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day. Happy holidays everyone, and fair winds. All I want for Christmas is juice. I want some juice, please. Thank you.